go. I mean, we were ready this time last year too, and but I think expectations. Get out there, have a few meetings, get a couple workouts, get some, do some testing and all that, and these guys have seen who they're wrestling on the brackets, and we feel good about it. I mean, that's I think we're ready to go.
For you especially, kind of have some. You've wrestled the guy before that you're going to see in the first round. What do you? You're such a different wrestler now. What are some of the things you're looking forward to that rematch with Cameron Frame from Newman?
Things I'm looking to do different is just about everything. The first time I wrestled him is the first time really I've stepped on the mat to compete since regionals of the year following, and I haven't trained much over the fall, so that was maybe 2.5, 3 weeks back on the mat. So I was still a lot of rust to knock off. I don't even think, unrecognizable, I'd say, is the only thing I could say is the difference between then and now. I got to see what he has in his toolbox, how he wrestles, some of the moves he does, and he has no feel for what I truly can do on the mat. So I see it as an advantage, and maybe he's over-optimistic, and I'm looking forward to it.
And Donnie, how about you? You're doing your first round match. What do you know about the guy you're facing?
I don't really know anything, to be completely honest. I looked at the bracket, I saw who it was, and I kind of forgot immediately. I know Coach Mendoza watched some film on him, so he's got some things that he's going to tell me we're going to work on. We haven't quite. He said nothing too crazy, though, so, I mean, I just got to go out there and do my thing. Things will work out.
Both these guys lost early in the year, their first match of the year, and have basically won the rest of the year out, So Fred losing his first match and Donnie losing the first duel when we wrestled Kearney here. And in a way, Donnie, beat the kid that beat him outright, and Fred has beaten two guys that beat the kid that he has first round. So anyway, so both these guys are on whatever it is, I think 8 or 9 for Donnie and 6 or 7 for Fred. So win streaks, and so looking forward to it.
Questions?
It's kind of a quality, not quantity type of year, where you guys got, however many matches you got, you kind of made the most of it, and obviously it's kept your bodies, you're not as beaten down maybe as normal, but you just kind of take it for what it is and go from there.
Yeah, I can definitely speak to quality over quantity. As an older guy, you want to minimize damage, Just about anything can turn into an injury, and, knock on some kind of wood. This year has been a benefit to someone that's 24 years old on his 6th college wrestling season. I joke with Donnie, these years are like dog years. 1 = 7. So, 6 times 7, that's 42 years on the body is what it feels like every morning when I get out of bed. But physical body aside, it's just about getting better, and that's usually all mental for the most part.
I know it's hard, especially this year, over years past, instead of, not wrestling 20, 25 matches. That's a lot of matches to wrestle and analyze and say, what do I need to get better at? What are my weaknesses? When you get 25 matches a season, I mean, that's pretty easy. You get lots of stuff to work on, but, this year getting eight matches before regionals, I mean, that's not a whole lot to analyze and to say, hey, what do I need to get better at? But on the flip side, it's given us, like what Fred said, I haven't never felt better at this point in the season, in my entire wrestling career, really. I mean, all through high school and college, I've been battling injuries my entire career, and this year has just been kind of great for me.
Not that you ever want to lose. He kind of mentioned the winning streaks after the losses. Did those kind of motivate you at the beginning of the year to get started, or?
Get that stinker out of the way. Get it out of the way early. We were talking about that yesterday, actually. And yeah, it does kind of act as motivation a little bit. I know I kind of had ever since that first match, everybody kind of was like, that was stupid. You should have won that match, whatever. It is what it is. I lost. But, I kind of had the regional tournament. I had that rematch kind of circled on my calendar all year since that, for the last 3 or 4 months. So, yeah, I think it does act as a little bit of motivation too.
Oh, my early loss? I forgot it happened.
You want to forget that one.
Yeah, that was short-term memory. I didn't wake up for another week, and now, full diesel.
So you go back, it's been a year tomorrow,
Almost a year.
next day.
Yeah.
I mean, tomorrow
Friday, yeah.
is the day that, is it's the year that everything shut down, but, it's one of those, I know you said, hey, it happened, it's in the past, but kind of here we are, and we get that second chance to go to the Nationals.
Yeah, I'm definitely not burning any candles over last year. I walked away from the tournament last year knowing I was a national champ, and I knew it to myself, and I didn't need to prove it to anybody. But this year, everyone gets to find out for themselves.
I think when you're there and it happens like it did, and then this year you look at it. We're taking less qualifiers this year, as a whole across the country. Is the way it is, and these guys, feeling good where they finished at the regional. It's a bad deal, but that's kind of the way it is across the country. It's just the way it is, and less qualifiers and less people are making it. And these guys feel fortunate and going to make the most of it.
All right.
I was going to say, we've been saying it again and again all year long, is that the kind of theme of this year is gratitude, and kind of what Piph just mentioned. We're just here. We're just happy to be out here to get the chance. Some of those other guys that qualified last year that, they get second in the tournament, like we would have qualified 6 guys to the national tournament this year if it was the same qualifications as last year. So, I'm just happy to be here, still wrestling, still competing. I'm just happy and ready to go.
Coach, does that change does it change the mindset going in, or how you're coaching the guys with less guys? Does that?
No, you got to give these guys, Coach Mendoza's been watching film and doing a lot of that. And nope, you just go in and you got to give these guys their best shot, and we have, I think we pulled in 4 other guys into the room and mainly just to kind of, usually we have a full boat in there, maybe 10, 15 guys in there to train with these guys, but, minimizing any contact and that type of deal, make sure those guys are, good guys to have in the room that, maybe have been positive before or something like that are going to be less, can contact it, the COVID. So, no way. I mean, these guys are, we're trying to really kind of do what we did last year. We felt like we were ready to go but the day before Nationals last year, and we've tried to mimic it more this year, just the same. And even with 2 versus 5 last year, we feel good about it. So.
All right, question of the week. Other than wrestling, what's your favorite sport and why?
To play or watch, or both, open-ended.
Either or.
I'd have to say football. Yep. I mean, I love playing it, and I really like watching it, So football for me.
Yeah, football too, definitely. I played football growing up just like I did wrestling, and I just kept going wrestling instead.
I'm a big outdoors guy, so I'm thinking hiking, climbing. I like jumping off of cliffs, so diving, if that counts. Yeah. Into water. Yeah. Interested in, hang gliding, paragliding, all those things that you don't tell coach about during season. So, ready to get out there and see what other things are available. I don't really like organized sports too much outside of wrestling, so.
You got one more year. Keep that in mind.